Hello and welcome to my little video on Drive Club for the PS4. I'm recording this after I've just kind of salvaged my Bandai WonderSwan video. I thought I'd chuck a little bit of retro in the middle of all these racing game videos because I've been playing a lot of Forza Horizon 2 and a little bit of Forza 5, as you may have seen. So yes, this game, as I've said previously in the Forza videos, it's going to be a game that kind of splits opinions. I guess you kind of love it or hate it. I don't mind it, to be honest. It seems pretty interesting. It's kind of an arcade game, but it's also kind of rooted in simulation, like some of the kind of the dynamics of the game. Would that be the right word? Just feel kind of cool. The graphics are nice. Some of the weather effects and some of the scenery is very, very delicious for your graphics appetite. So here we're going to pick the Audi A1 Quattro just because it's the obvious choice, because it's the fastest and best handling car and shit. And we got these like club designs and shit. I'm not sure whether I joined a club, but yeah, I'm gonna go factory. I don't like all these liveries and all of them things. We have these objectives here that you can see, and you get awarded stars for completing objectives, and then each event kind of has a certain amount of stars that you can earn. By default, which I thought was interesting, is the race music volume is set to 0. So I was kind of playing the game to begin with, and I was like, this game seems really bare without any music, but I did find the option to turn on the music. I think it's just I think it's just kind of generic music, background like noise. But yes, one thing I do notice about this game is the camera shakes constantly, like the camera is fixed to the car, so that the camera is following the undulations of the road, which is kind of annoying, but it does create like a great sensation of speed. When you're in a really quick car, you really do feel the sensation of speed through the game. And as you can see, we've got these little like corner challenges and things, where the idea is to basically keep on the line, and you get scored and compared to people in your club or on your friends list. So yeah, I got this this Wilroy guy. I think it's possibly someone who subscribes to the channel. If it is you, then let me know in the comments box. But yeah, I've only got about 10 people on my PSN friends list. Only a few of them actually have PS4s, so this was the only guy playing Drive Club, so I decided to join the same club that he was in. There's a lot of kind of controversy with this game, obviously, because of the free PS Plus version that has never materialised. I mean, there's been a lot of, not due to this game, but there's been the whole PSN issues of it being hacked, etc, etc. And obviously PSN is now back up and running to its full capacity as far as I'm aware. Yet Drive Club can't cobble together a few servers to put out this free version. which people would probably get bored of pretty quick and then not play anyway. So I think they have kind of pulled a little crafty move with that and sort of conned a lot of people by saying they were going to give you this free PS Plus version, but now basically you're going to have to wait or buy the game. And I think they're just doing it so that people buy the game because they get sick of waiting for this PS Plus version. So we finished in the top 3, but we didn't get a lap time of 1 minute 12 or less, which kind of sucks. Which means if I want the maximum stars, I'm going to have to play the game again. Right, so we've got different views. For some reason there is a passenger dashboard view. I'm not sure what that's all about. Or is it? No. This is a left-hand drive car. So it's, yeah, I guess it's what they've gone for here, which is kind of interesting, is a viewpoint where you can kind of, if you have a steering wheel, I'm not sure whether there's actually any released for the PS4 yet, but if you do have a steering wheel you can slam it in front there and it's just like it being attached to your dashboard, so that is kind of interesting. Although you would have thought that they'd have got the speedo and all of that. Well, I guess could they not have done a viewpoint where it just removes the steering wheel and hands? That would have been kind of cool. So I've already completed the average speed face-off challenge, so now we can actually kind of concentrate on finishing in the top 3. I did play a little bit of this game online yesterday, and I had quite a bit of fun with it. The problem I find with racing games is that they're extremely unforgiving, because obviously if you crash, there's no sort of, AI rubber banding, so the opponents can obviously get ridiculously ahead of you, so they're not the most forgiving games for newcomers. But I did actually manage to win a race, which I was quite pleased about. It's going mental when that happened. So yeah, I mean, for the car, actually, if you spin round like that with the camera, it did actually look like the car wasn't attached to the road, which is interesting. Doesn't look like there's a replay mode, which sucks, but then I do guess the PS4 has all of the share functions and recording and all that stuff. Well, no, because you want to see, yeah, I'm talking crap there, because obviously you want to see the external views of the car. Yeah, when you go around the car, it doesn't look overly attached to the road, which kind of sucks. I don't know whether that varies from car to car. I'm trying to beat Wilroy, but he's got me there still. And now I'm going against Manic Ninja, who's got a ridiculous score. How did he get that? The game looks really nice when it rains and there's like a storm. Very pretty. I think overall, compared to the Forza games, this game does win on graphics. I say that because, to be honest, the Forza games, don't get me wrong, they look crisp, they look solid, but they don't really do anything spectacular, apart from light up the cars and the scenery nicely with the kind of real time night and day and weather effects and that stuff, so I think Drive Club just edges it on the graphics. Forza has a better sound. There's something kind of very muted about this game when you play it without the music. It's an interesting choice really for them to include music in the game, yet disable it by default. It makes no sense to me really. I'm going to try and get a decent score here on the racing line and epically fail. I've completely missed the line there. So yeah, kind of cool that there are things to do while you're racing other than actually win races. Very interesting. Stops you from getting complacent and kind of bored during the races, I guess. You can pick this game up now. I think it's £24 on Amazon, and if PS4's your only system, you haven't got an Xbox One, then I'd definitely recommend picking it up. Obviously, the only racing games out there for the system are, Need for Speed Rivals. I can't actually think off the top of my head of another game. I certainly haven't played any. And yeah, I got a trophy. Yeah. We have driver levels and progression and all of that stuff you'd expect. Unlike Forza Horizon 2, we go for the Evora. Like Forza 2, we're not really rewarded for driving like an absolute twat. It's more about driving. Try Scotland Open, see if I can. I change my car. How do I change my car? Tour. Tour. Yeah, it's all about driving cleanly and not being a complete penis generally. And I'm assuming. Do I have all these cars? Oh, I do. I'm going to go for the Evora, seeing as I just unlocked it. I'm going to go for the factory paint job again. And the car looks very nice as you get into it, but it's kind of just something that delays you from getting into the game a bit quicker really, isn't it? And here we are in Scotland, which is as miserable as ever, and it looks like it's going to piss it down on this. Yet again, this car does not look like it's attached to the road. So yeah, it's really bugging me now. Yes, this car looks. Oh, whoa, fucking Jesus! Yeah, we can reset the track by pressing the touchpad. I just pressed the touchpad and it didn't work. So yeah, this kind of sucks. And yes. So yeah, this certainly isn't a perfect game, but I like racing games. And this one feels a little bit different. It's a little bit fresh with its weird kind of handling and schizo camera. And it doesn't, apart from these little cornering challenges, it doesn't have recommended lines shoved in your face, recommended cornering lines. And also, it's one of the first racing games I've played in a long time where you can just visually gauge how much you need to brake to actually get around a corner. Long gone are the days when you played like the original there we go, reset. Oh, cool little effect there. Long gone are the days when you played the original Gran Turismo and you had to kind of work out where your braking points were. and if you got them horribly wrong, you just ploughed into the barrier, which was actually quite a good tactic for winning races, plough into the barrier to get around corners all the other cars. But on the tracks where you had kind of gravel traps around the edge, you just slam into the gravel, so you had to learn where to brake in them games, and this isn't quite that unforgiving. I'll say you can generally judge how much you need to brake to get around a corner, and I think you see the coloured kind of flag things around the edge of the corner, and I think they are there to kind of let you know what kind of severity of corner it is. See here we've got the red ones. I'm assuming that means it's bad. Handling's kind of weird on this car. It's just like once it goes, it's like Ridge Racer. I did actually think the other day when I was playing this game, it kind of felt like somewhere in between like Forza and Ridge Racer. It's kind of odd, but it's just, you know, a satisfying game when you get used to it, and it is pretty interesting to play in multiplayer mode against other people. You actually play in teams. You have like a red and a blue team, and it's funny to kind of be having a fight with somebody who's actually in your own team, like trying to ram them into the barriers and things. You're in teams, but nobody really pays attention to that, and just all hell breaks loose. So on to the next race. Audi Showdown. Goddamn cockfest. I'm going to go with this as it's the only eligible car for the race that I have available. In multiplayer you can loan cars to do events, and you don't earn any fame on the loaned cars, obviously. Not that I actually know what fame is, because I haven't played the game enough to find out yet. So here we have an Audi Rs5. Sounds meaty, but it looks like it's got ridiculously soft suspension. Good job it's bloody four-wheel drive then, innit? And there's nowhere now the TT should be overtaking me in this beast. Yeah, this kind of handles like a boat. So already I've ascertained that there is a lot of variety in handling characteristics between cars, and the fucking camera shake behind this car is horrendous. Nice caves here though. Interesting. Not sure. Yeah, I thought we were in Scotland. It looks like Scotland. Should be going faster than that by now, for God's sake. There are interesting parts of the tracks in this game, where in these kind of mountain road settings, and you start to really go uphill, and it's kind of reminds me of Rage Racer on the PlayStation 1, where you had these tracks where you had to sort of conserve your speed into like ridiculous hills. If you came to a crawl, you were just fucked, and there are parts in this game that are like that, you know, climbs that the cars really start to struggle to actually get up. Lots of detail in the game, although I just would prefer to have no people stood at the side of the track and better actual visual quality for the tracks and the cars. Save a bit of memory and processing power by getting rid of the bastards. So here we're picking up a good lick of speed. So we're going downhill. Interesting kind of tinge from the sun on the back of the window of the car, on the rear window. And here you can see we're slowing down a little bit. There we go, going up the hill, so we've stopped accelerating. Should probably bloody drop it down a gear really. So here you're going to have that's a drift face off. It helps if you actually start to score. So yeah, it's kind of silly. It's not really a car for damn drifting. Didn't do badly for saying I only got one shitty little drift off where I slammed into the scenery. That is one thing that this game does suffer from: invisible walls. It would be nice to just be able to like get strewn across the scenery and then it just automatically reset you to the track or something like that. So yeah, that is part one of my little video on Drive Club. I think for the next video I'll probably play a little bit of multiplayer, so stay tuned for part two.